Hi, world. Hello, everybody. Hello, my wonderful, beautiful, amazing, kind, loving, caring people. How are you? How are you? How are you? I trust that you're doing great. I trust that you're happy. And if you're not happy, you're choosing to be happy right now, right? And with that, let me send you love, peace, happiness, positive energies, positive vibrations, joy, abundance in all good and amazing things. It is truly a magical day to be alive. And I am grateful to be alive. I am thankful to be alive. Every day is a good day, no matter what is going on. As long as I'm alive, it's a beautiful, awesome day. And with that said, guys, just receive healing to your heart, your mind, your body, and your soul. Receive peace of mind now. And guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support that you guys have been giving to me. Thank you so much. And happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful, wonderful, loving, and caring mothers. And soon to be mothers, happy Mother's Day. A mother's job is never done. We go through a lot of stuff, a lot of hardship, but that's what makes us the best moms. So happy Mother's Day to you all with loads and loads of love. Happy Mother's Day. Now we're going to be jumping into chapter 10 of the same book, You Can Do It by John Mason. Okay? This chapter is a bit long, so let's get right into it without hesitation. And chapter 10 says, Procrastination is the fertilizer that makes difficulties grow. Procrastination is the fertilizer that makes difficulties grow. Ask yourself, if I don't take action now, what will it ultimately cost me? If I don't take action now, what will it ultimately cost me? When a procrastinator has finally made up his mind, the opportunity has usually passed by. When a procrastinator has finally made up his mind, the opportunity has usually passed by. Edwin Markham said, "When duty comes a knocking at your gate, welcome him in. For if you bid him wait, he will depart only to come once more and bring 7 other duties to your door." What you put off until tomorrow, you'll probably put off tomorrow too. What you put off until tomorrow, you'll probably put off tomorrow too. Success comes to the man who does today what others were thinking of doing tomorrow. Success comes to the man who does today what others were thinking of doing tomorrow. The lazier a man is, the more he is going to do the next day. The lazier a man is, the more he is going to do the next day. All problems become smaller if you don't dodge them, but confront them. All problems become smaller if you don't dodge them, but confront them. Touch a thistle timidly, and it pricks you. Grasp it boldly, and its spines crumbles, right? Wasting time, waste your life. Wasting time, waste your life. In other words, when you're wasting time, you're wasting your life. Miguel de Cervantes pondered, by the streets of by and by, one arrives at the house of never. By the streets of by and by, One arrives at the house of never. A lazy person doesn't go through life, he pushes through it. You heard? A lazy person doesn't go through life, he pushes through it. Every day they have to get up and push themselves to do this, to do that. When you're lazy, you have to always keep pushing yourself, pushing yourself. But if you stay motivated and you're not lazy, then you go through life, living and enjoying life on all levels with open arms. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. That's Balthazar Gracian. Someday is not a day of the week. Did you know that? Someday is not a day of the week. So some of us, oh, I'll do that someday, or I'll do that tomorrow, or someday that will happen. Someday is not a day of the week. Doing nothing is the most tiresome job in the world. Doing nothing is the most tiresome job in the world. When you won't start, your difficulties won't stop. When you won't start, your difficulties won't stop. Okay? Tackle any difficulty now, right? Tackle any difficulty now, right now. Tackle your difficulties. The longer you wait, the bigger it grows. The longer you wait, the bigger it grows. Procrastinators never have small problems because they always wait until their problems grow up. Procrastinators never have small problems because they always wait until their problems grow up. Isn't that true? Sitting down waiting, not doing what you have to do, the more you wait or the more you sit down, the more your problem starts to grow bigger and bigger. In the game of life, nothing is less important than the score of half time. The tragedy of life is not that man loses, but that he almost wins. Right? The tragedy of life is not that man loses, but that he almost wins. Haywood Broun, right? That's what he said. Don't leave before the miracle happens. Don't leave before the miracle happens. A lot of us are too easy to give up. We give up so easily. Once something bad goes on, we give up. Don't leave before the miracle happens. Robert Louis Stevenson commented that saints are sinners who kept on going. Saints are sinners who kept on going. The race is not always to the swift, but to those who keep on running. Don't we all know this quote? The race is not always to the swift, but to those who keep on running. Run, continue, endure. The race is not for the swift, but to those who can endure, who can endure it. Some people wait so long, the future is gone before they get there. Some people wait so long, the future is gone before they get there. The first step to overcoming procrastination is to eliminate all excuses for not taking action. The first step to overcoming procrastination is to eliminate all excuses for not taking action. The second step is not to be so busy. The second step is not to be so busy. Everyone is always on the move. People are moving forward, backward, and sometimes nowhere at all, as though they were on a treadmill. The mistake most people make is in thinking that the main goal of life is to stay busy. What's the mistake that most people make? The mistake most people make is in thinking that the main goal of life is to stay busy. Want to hear why? This is a trap. This is a what? Trap. What is important is not whether you are busy, but whether you are progressing. What is important is not whether you are busy, but whether you are progressing. I always say this. You can be busy doing nothing because you're not achieving anything. Yet you're busy every day. What for? You know what I mean? The question is one of activity versus accomplishment. Did you hear me? The question is one of activity versus accomplishment. A gentleman named John Henry Fabre conducted an experiment with precisionary caterpillars, so named because they have a habit of blindly following each other, no matter how they are lined up or where they are going. In this research, Fabre placed these tiny creatures in a circle. For 24 hours, the caterpillars dutifully followed one another around and around and around. Then Fabre placed the caterpillars around a saucer full of pine needles, their favorite food. For 6 days, the mindless creatures moved around and around the saucer, dying from starvation and exhaustion, even though an abundance of choice food was located less than 2 inches away. The caterpillars were extremely active, but they were not accomplishing anything. The caterpillars were extremely active, but they weren't accomplishing anything. We know a lot of people who are always active, busy, but they're not accomplishing anything, or they're not even accomplishing enough. We should be known as those who accomplish great things for God, not those who simply talk about it. Don't talk about your dreams or your goals, right? Make sure you're accomplishing your dreams and your goals. Procrastinators are good at talking, not doing. Procrastinators are good at talking and not doing, right? Mark Twain said, "Noise produces nothing. Often a hen who has merely laid an egg crackles as though she has laid an asteroid." Noise produces nothing. And like they say in Jamaica here, do not watch the noise of the market, watch the sale. Don't watch the amount of people in the market making noise in the market, busy in the market. Watch the sale in the market, right? So noise produces nothing. Often a hen who has merely laid an egg crackles as though she has laid an asteroid. We must be like the apostles. These men are not known for their policies, procedures, theories, or excuses, but for their acts. Right? Many people say that they are waiting for God, but in most cases, God is waiting for them. Most people say that they are waiting for God, but in most cases, God is waiting for them. And this is so true. Because a lot of us sit down saying that they're waiting on God to bless them or God to give them this. It's not going to happen. You must be either praying or fasting or meditating, but it's not just going to come and fall into your lap. And I can give you an example of this. I think I was about age 19 at the time. And I went to visit my aunt in Kingston. And she had a friend there. There was a friend there. And we started to talk. And I said, okay, so what do you do? What's your profession, And he said, nothing. I'm just here, you know, no job, no anything. I pray and I fast because he said he was a Christian. So I looked at him and I said, oh, you're waiting for a job. Is it going to come to your house? You're fasting and praying. Do you think God is going to come and put the job in your lap? God is waiting on you to go look the job, search for a job so that he can bless you with a job. You know, that's what I said to him, you know, and I left. Months after, I saw my aunt and she said, oh, you remember so and so? I said, yes, how is he doing? She said, he's now working. He got a job. He listened to what you have said. I said, yes. And that's very good. You can't sit down waiting. It's not going to fall into your lap. So most people is waiting on God, right? When God is waiting on them. You know what I mean? Together with the psalmist, we need to say, Lord, my times are in your hands. Right? That's what David said. That's Psalm 31 verse 15. Lord, my times are in your hands. The cost of growth is always less than the cost of stagnation. The cost of growth is always less than the cost of stagnation. And do you know why? The cost of growth is less than the cost of stagnation. Stagnation is pricey. It's very expensive. You know why? Stagnation cause you pain, or should I say cost you pain, headache, stress, even health, ill health. You know, you become sick. And sometimes you do not know why you're sick, but because you're stuck in the situation, or you're stuck in the same job or the same relationship that you do not want to be in, or you're stuck around the same people that you have no business being around because they are no longer serving you. So you find that at the cost of your health, your peace of mind, your spiritual growth, your even financial growth, because a lot of people are around some people that ain't doing nothing for them. They're bringing you down into stagnation. They can't help you. They can't help you grow. And you're still there. Why? It costs you. And it's costing you to stay around those people, to stay in that job, to stay in that relationship. While growth, you move forward, you grow, you learn. And while you're learning, you're expanding, your spiritual life is growing, you're raising your vibration. And all the divine beings of the universe can now come forth and help you. When you're stagnant, you have to be praying, fasting, all these things for a little help to come because you're staying stagnant. You choose to stay stagnant. You know what I mean? So get up, because here it says, the cost of growth is always less than the cost of stagnation. As Edmund Burke warned, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. And I've been hearing this for a very long time, for many years. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Occasionally, you may see someone who doesn't do anything, though appearing to be successful in life. Don't be deceived. Remember the old saying, even a broken clock is right twice a day. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. A lot of us, we know this quote too. Most people who sit around waiting for their ship to come in often find it's hardship. Most people who sit around waiting for their ship to come in often find it is hardship. Those things that come to a man who waits seldom turn out to be the things he waited for, right? Those things that come to a man who waits seldom turn out to be the things he waited for, right? Because they sit down and wait. So anything is anything, you get anything. But if you go after what you want, then you will get what you want, not what you don't want. Make sense? The hardest work in the world is that which should have been done yesterday. The hardest work in the world is that which should have been done yesterday. Hard work is usually an accumulation of easy things that should have been done last week. Hard work is usually an accumulation of easy things that should have been done last week or last month or the last 6 months or last year, you know? So the work starts getting bigger and bigger. Sir Josiah Stamp said, "It is easy to dodge our responsibilities, but we cannot dodge the consequences of dodging our responsibilities." It is easy to dodge our responsibilities, but we cannot dodge the consequences of dodging our responsibilities. William James reflected, "Nothing is so fatiguing as the eternal hanging on of an uncompleted task." Nothing is so fatiguing as the eternal hanging on of an uncompleted task. When people delay action until all factors are perfect, they do nothing. Don't sit and wait until the perfect time. The perfect time will never happen. So when people delay action until all factors are perfect, they do nothing. You can't sit down waiting on, oh, I'm waiting until the perfect time to act. And really? Are you going to act from where you are with what you have? And trust God, trust the divine beings of the universe, trust your ancestors. Are you? Okay. Jimmy Lyons mused, "Tomorrow is the only day in the year that appeals to a lazy man." Tomorrow is the only day in the year that appeals to a lazy man. Procrastination is the grave in which opportunity is buried. Procrastination is the grave in which opportunity is buried. Anybody who brags about what he's going to do tomorrow probably did the same thing yesterday. Anybody who brags about what he is going to do tomorrow probably did the same thing yesterday. I'm sorry, guys. You know the noise here, there, everywhere. As long as you get the message, okay? Few things are more dangerous to a person's character than having nothing to do and plenty of time in which to do it. Few things are more dangerous to a person's character than having nothing to do and plenty of time in which to do it. Killing time is not murder, it's suicide. Killing time is not murder, it's suicide. You're committing suicide when you claim you're killing time. You're killing your own time, you're killing your own self. Do you know how many times we say, oh, I'm just killing time until this happened, or I'm just killing time until that? No, it's suicide. Two things rob people of their peace of mind. Two things rob people of their peace of mind. You want to hear them? Are you ready for this? Work unfinished and work not yet begun. Two things that rob people of their peace of mind: work unfinished and work not yet begun. The Bible promises no loaves to the loafer. The Bible promises no loaves to the loafer. By the sweat of your brow you shall eat bread. Isn't that what the Bible said? A man with nothing to do does far more strenuous labor than any other form of work. A man with nothing to do does far more strenuous labor than any other form of work. But my greatest pity for the man who dodges a job he knows he should do. He is a shrinker, and boy, what punishment he takes from himself. That's by E.R. Colcord. Carve out a future. Don't just whittle away the time. Carve out a future. Don't just whittle away the time. Okay, guys, that's the end of chapter 10. So, guys, don't sit down procrastinating. This video is a little long because the chapter is long. So, guys, act. Don't be lazy. And if you're not lazy, don't sit down procrastinating. Right? Noise here, there, everywhere. But guys, just please listen to the message. Don't sit down procrastinating. Do what you have to do. Take action. You won't have a better life until you take action. And your difficulties won't stop until you take action. Isn't that so? We know that we all must act and go after what we want. Right? But guys, today my background is a little more noisy. But anyways, as long as you get the message, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. Okay? Love always. Bye. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.